Okay, we're jumping into this
Oh,
really fast
oh,
because we're having a
oh,
discussion
oh.
that Paulo does not
Okay,
want to have. We're
okay.
talking about because and Paulo brought this up. We were talking about the Maxus G50, which we just did, and we were talking about what is a Tito car. Okay, for those of you who don't know what
Ooh,
this is, a Tito is an uncle, and
yeah.
everybody's doing Tito this and Tito that. And Paulo said the G50 is not a Tito car. And he had some examples which we're not going to go into. But
Ayun.
what bothered me was, okay, so what is a Tito car? And the first thing Gerard said was, what about the Galant GTI? Which I take issue with because I
I
have
was
one.
surprised. And
Paulo, however,
I'm
Paulo
not
jumped
sure
in.
if
I have a
I'll
1991 Galant GTI. I'm the first owner, and in the first batch, first run of that car, and I love it. And you're supposed to be helping me fix it. And then Paulo jumped in and saved it and says, "But that's not a Tito car. That is a cool car." So Paulo now
Yeah,
moves
it's a cool
higher
car.
up the ladder than Gerard.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So
But
we're not
Okay.
a Tito car is not you
Ayun,
can't call a
pada.
car a Tito car just because it's old.
Oh, so it's
It's
not
not
my
because it's
Okay.
old.
age. Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
okay.
It's more of is it how's the drive? Is it fun to drive? What features does it have? Like for example, like if it's just a
Yeah, yeah.
car that you want for utilitarian purposes, just because it carries
So
a lot of people.
basically, the Tito car is the new soccer mom car.
So
That's
are you
pretty
saying
Exactly.
much what you're
so
which
saying.
is the
it's
minivan.
Exactly.
no
Yeah.
fun or something?
Yeah, but you're saying okay. Yeah, but you're saying that the G50 is not, and yet it's exactly what this is. But you're saying it's not. So why is the G50 not?
Yeah.
Well, I really like the technology that came with it, in terms of the convenience features, the infotainment features. It's like having the best of both worlds. You have the practicality of space, the of headroom, of cargo space, but then you also have like nice touches on the leather interior, the 12.3-inch
So
infotainment display.
boring. So boring inside also. That's what you're saying. Another feature
It's
for
not
Tito
Okay,
Car.
okay. When we were okay, we you had mentioned we had said Barcada. It's not a Tito car, but is it a? The question was to Paulo: Is it a Barcada car? And he said
It
yes.
could be.
Um,
It very could be because with the touchscreen, with the connectivity options, and the panoramic moonroof. I mean,
Yeah.
you can go out to the beach, just chill out
Yeah.
And
at
the
night, have a few
I can,
You
I
know
drinks.
can
what this
totally
sounds like?
imagine road trips.
You know what this
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like? The
Oh
old
yeah.
Volkswagen Combi.
Oh yeah, yeah.
kinda,
there you
kinda.
go.
There you
Those
go.
are the Barcada cars
Yeah,
before, right? Where we would all
yeah,
pile into them, or the Hiaces,
Yeah.
or the Starexes, depending on
We
how
should
Mm.
do
old you
that.
are.
We
So
yeah.
should do that,
no,
Chris.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
exactly how
so
I view it.
really,
Like
that's
I would have
that's
loved to take it to like the beach, and I would just have like a picnic, like drinks, and then I would just open the
you know,
moonroof.
you know what I was thinking. Because right now, okay, we can't go anywhere. We're not comfortable with going to resorts or hotels or whatever. So, we're seriously considering the overlanding thing, which is basically setting up your car, camping out of it, right? And Joel Pedro, who does the Outlander thing, actually set up a Subaru Outback for overlanding, which is cool because I have one of those too. But my wife would never let me do that to it. But we were looking at the rails on the G50, and I was like, I could put a
Yeah, you
tent
can.
on top of that.
You can put an awning,
Yeah,
like
so
the one the sliding
it
tent.
actually might well be the perfect car for that. You're not going off road like
Yeah,
Joel does, but you're going to the beach and you're parking. Actually, that's a good
Yeah.
question. He has this place that exists, I think, in Caliraya that supports a deaf foundation, and I wondered if this car could make it to that place because that sounds like an awesome thing to try.
Okay, because I've been there. Going to the deaf na school, yes, it
Yeah,
can. Because
it
it's
can.
not too off-road. But beyond that, oh my god, you're gonna need rear differential.
Yeah, but most of
Like,
the time you're not going to have that. Most of the time, I would say you're not going to need that. And here's another question. You were saying, Nix, you were saying the reason you're not going off the beaten path so much because you don't have a car for it, and that's
not,
limiting you. And then your
not yet.
answer to that was the Mitsubishi at 2.3 million bucks, which Chris disagreed with, and which
Yeah.
I kind of lean with Chris on this one.
Yeah.
But what about this car setting it up as your
No. Like for
your
for
van?
me at least, no. Like if I was the Tito not to go out, I wouldn't pick this car
See,
because
I think that actually I think a car like that would work. But would you take an Innova?
to where I wanna go, not even.
Okay, then
It
that's
wouldn't
very
it
very
wouldn't
skewed.
reach.
That's very
Yeah, yeah.
specific.
That's why
For
that's
most,
why I mentioned there's a difference for me between what I would pick or would buy and what I would recommend.
okay,
Because I'm
So
an
you basically
outlier.
buy a pickup, is what you're saying. or
yeah,
an SUV with a rear
Yeah,
locking
the
diff.
I've driven like enough off road to know that having that rear locking differential can split the difference between getting through clay and you're stuck there for good.
Okay, this is the person who drove with me in the tiniest, lowest powered manual pickup we've ever seen, and we still made it.
Yeah, that Tata
Yeah, dude, that was all
pickup.
the bells and whistles. I mean, that car cost less than the bells and whistles for the things
Yeah,
we used,
yeah.
like Range Rovers and Lexuses
Yeah.
and
And
Cayennes.
that was a 4x2, but that was also a trail level 1 kasi. So like for a 4x, it was more on like skill level, which you did really good. Like
Yeah,
B-Boy
because I'm
was
a really
impressed
skilled
with
off-road driver. Okay, I'm not. I'm really not. So there. Okay,
Uh,
so would a pickup truck be
Yeah.
a Tito car, Paolo? Since now we're going to
I think
put you on the
Yeah.
spot.
cool cars. Pickups
Huh?
are cool cars, man.
Because we're
Okay, so
No.
maybe we should be asking Paolo, what is a
No.
Tito car?
what
Yeah,
is a Tito car?
Give me an example. Give us an example of what a Tito car
Example.
actually
Okay,
is. Yeah.
I'll give examples of older cars that are not available in the market anymore.
Good, very, very, very good idea. Thank you.
No,
Very
like,
safe.
but we will be able to triangulate what constitutes a
Okay.
Tito car.
Okay,
with
go,
examples.
go.
Okay.
The first thing that comes to mind is the Isuzu Crosswind,
Okay,
Okay.
next, another example.
the Adventure. Along those lines, like the first MPVs that came into the Asian market. Those
Okay.
You know what-
Other outliers?
You know what's interesting is it's not station wagon, and yet the
Okay.
station wagons are the soccer mom cars before the minivans came out,
Minivan.
right?
What,
Yeah.
what,
And
el-
before
what
the
else?
SUVs came
because I think I'm biased towards station wagons. I've
Oh yes,
always
because
been-
that's because you're intelligent, you have taste.
yeah,
No, okay,
So,
what
yeah.
other examples? What other
We are
examples?
clear station wagon fans, in case anyone hasn't figured that out yet.
Talk about bias.
Yeah, a little bit. So
We
yeah,
need
hey,
some
you don't have a
open
station
wisdom.
wagon. Chris doesn't have one. At least Nix is trying to get one. Chris, you don't have one.
Yeah, I'm really
No.
trying to get one.
What I've found with modern station wagons is they're tighter they're at the rear
Yes, they are.
seats than
Yeah,
the
actually.
sedan variants.
And
So-
no, that's completely
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
You are completely
At least with the
correct.
modern station wagons.
That is true.
In their
No, no,
effort
no,
to
you-
make them sporty, their effort to make them sleek and sporty, they actually compromise ceiling room, ceiling height,
Okay, yeah.
Correct.
and elbow to elbow
Cargo
shoulder room.
Correct.
Okay.
You're
But
completely
going back-
correct.
Going
I
back to
still
the
love
Tito
them.
car. Yeah. Going back to the Tito car though, kasi so far all I'm hearing is APVs eh. Like
Yeah.
do you have examples that are
What
out
about
of
a
the
sedan?
APV? Yeah, what is a
What about a
Tito car
Nissan
sedan?
Zafiro?
Zafiro. I was gonna say that. The Zafiro.
Oh, okay.
Hey, they use that for drifting.
That's true.
No. Okay, yeah, that's the oldest Zafiro. The front wheel drive Nissan Zafiro, the one that came
Yeah,
out.
Oh,
in
the
okay.
newer ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
those-
What?
that-
Okay,
that
yeah.
PVP.
That
Continue
car-
your list of Tito cars. Kasi like I just want to get the common
Yeah, I got one from my
denominator.
mom,
Like in
and I
the
like
Western
like
setting,
that car. So
in the Western setting, like the Lincoln Town Car.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not a Tito car. That's a chauffeur. That's a valet car.
That
And
black
what-
American
How about-
cars.
How about
Hold
Camry? Would you call that a Tito car?
Camrys are cool. I like
No,
Camry.
no.
one.
Yeah.
No,
you can
Everything's
have
cool to you.
Yeah. you
Well,
can have
once again, he has taste. No, actually, I agree with him. The Camry managed, here's the thing: the Camry manages to be cool enough now
Yeah.
to get out of that mold of boring
Yeah.
sedan.
How
But
about
it was
the
in
older
boring
ones?
sedan that it worked.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Actually, it's true.
I think
It's
it's
true.
harder to find a Tito car nowadays compared to before because even now, even the most basic vehicles have a touchscreen and diba, parang
You know,
a
it
bit
seems like
harder
your
now.
Tito-ness is clearly just digital.
Yeah. It's skewed
You know, I
towards
mean,
tech.
If you
Yeah.
can take
I think
a
so.
minivan and consider it non-Tito because of the screen, so maybe it's really
more in tech.
no, we're just way
Like it.
out of
Like
sync with this generation.
No, kasi okay. Follow question.
Or
the
maybe
super-
you're a Tito, Paolo, and you just don't know it.
Plot twist.
List.
So getting the common denominators, would you consider the super base model Innova a Tito car?
Without the tech.
Because it could be, but like maybe you're prioritizing the price because like you don't really need a car with all the bells and whistles. If maybe it's just an extra car, maybe you go to the province a lot, you bring home plants
Yeah.
and like bigas, diba? So it
Yeah,
really
you are a
depends.
Tito. Confirmed.
No, kasi, okay. Okay, kasi I can sort of see where you're driving at because you can see some crosswinds and adventures na it feels like a base model Innova right now, diba? Because there's like barely anything on it. But Titos would try to spice it up with like body kits and like touchscreen. And,
Mag.
Okay.
Diba?
Then if it seems like your definition of Titonas has to do number one with practicality and number two with tech or the lack of it. What's the opposite of a Tito car? If you're looking at,
oh,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, here's one more thing that makes me think that a person's a Tito because
we're going so far over here.
when people ask
What
me,
does Apollo think defines
Hey.
Tito? Let's go.
Okay.
should I get this car? And then I'll tell, you should get this car. And then they'll say, but it's not a Toyota. So usually, like the older generations, they're like so, they are so hyper focused on Toyotas. But they would ask you for other recommendations, but like they would always end up going back to Toyota.
No, that's very true, and that's Toyota's strength.
That's
But
Toyota's
then
strength.
then it comes down to is the Tito car just that uber reliable? But okay, no. So
Yeah.
what's not a Tito car? Because you could say something that you can easily say a 9. Would you say a 911 is a Tito car? A Porsche 911?
Well, only Titas can afford 911.
I want to be a
Some-
Tito.
Could be a midlife crisis car. So.
I know that's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's like-
in what would you choose right now from the cars that you know that you would say is the opposite of a Tito car? Geely Cool Ray, Tito car or not?
No, I'd say that's like a young and hip car.
There
Whoa.
we go.
Oh, young and hip.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna throw another question here, completely different.
Okay.
What watch would match it?
Wait,
G-Shock.
I'm not.
No. I'm asking this question for a reason. What watch would match it? No.
I'm not-
Okay, if you think that the Geely Cool Ray is a cool hip car for someone your age, give me a watch that would match that. In your mind right now, knowing what you do and knowing that we know a whole lot about them. Never mind that.
Wait.
I'm asking this because I've asked girls this, and I want your answer.
I'm not as well versed with watches.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Quick answer. Quick answer. What watch would you like?
I'll just stick with the Apple Watch. With a safe answer.
Okay, we are leaving Paulo now. Paulo is gone. Paulo has
Oh
been
my
muted.
god. What?
Okay, no. Okay, this then. Okay, you've dropped back. Gerard, you're back on top. No, it's good point. Okay, I asked this because I asked someone who worked with Porsche, a young girl who worked with Porsche, and I said, does it matter to you what cars guys drive or what watches they use? And the first answer is, well, no, we're not superficial. Then the second answer was, well, what would improve his chances? And he goes, okay, a good watch, or a nice car. And that was kind of the Tito car thing. And her answers for the watches were very interesting. They weren't Rolex, they weren't Omega, they weren't whatever. They were Tag Heuer and IWC.
Yeah.
So they have that for that age. That's the image that they think the people they should be dating are wearing. Okay, so you Apple Watch. Sorry.
Wait. Sorry.
So that's why you have a barkada and not a girlfriend.
Wait. Can I answer that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm not as. I'm not.
No, it's a legit thing.
Well-versed.
I have an Apple
Yeah.
Watch.
Here.
Chris, what are you wearing right now? Anything?
I'm wearing a smartwatch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's fine.
Wait.
It's fine.
I couldn't pick a specific model, but I was thinking not a Rolex, because Rolexes for me are like on a different level. So I was thinking more of the tag level, but I wasn't
Okay.
sure on what
No.
specific watch.
Doesn't matter.
Brand.
I'm trying to figure out what name comes to mind.
Okay, if we're talking about brand, the first thing that came to mind earlier was Tag Heuer.
Okay, good.
That was the
Okay,
first
now
brand.
go back. Now go back to the cars. First brand, cool hip car. First brand in your mind.
Brand,
Yes.
Honda.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
that's
car?
a fair. That's a
Which
fair
car?
statement.
Top of my mind, HRV.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It
a
is,
good
but it's
looking
very
car.
dependable. It's very reliable.
Yeah.
And it's practical at the same time.
It's so Tito.
Yeah.
So, Paulo sa Tito.
You are a Tito. We've confirmed it already.
You're a Tito,
Paulo
dude.
is a Tito.
Except for the fact that okay. But he has an Apple Watch. so.
I should have said Civic. I should have said Civic car.
Paulo
No,
is a
I
Tito.
actually agree with you. I agree
on
with
record.
the HRV. not the Tito part, but I agree with you in HRV. I think, okay, but why does that break out? Why does that break out from your Tito-ness? Given that it's an established brand, it's not. Okay, why is it not as cool and hip as the Cool Ray? Why was the Cool Ray your cool and hip? You were very adamant about that.
Well, I think it's as simple as I've known Honda longer, so it's the first thing that came to my mind. But right now, if you give me like 5 seconds to think about it, I would think of the Cool Ray right away.
Okay. Next car. What car?
Mazda, like the Mazda 3.
Okay. Chris, what do you think?
I'd say Mazda is a hip brand right now. It's a cool hip brand.
Oh, very.
Tito or not Tito?
Oh no.
Mazda?
Yeah.
Mazda's not definitely. I wouldn't say Mazda is Tito at all.
Not at all.
Next.
Yeah.
What's the question? Sorry, question.
Tito, top of your mind, what's a cool hip car?
Honda, and then the Type R.
Okay. What's a Tito car?
I'd put Innova actually.
I can't believe you answered that. That was a trick question.
I know I'm shooting myself on the foot on this one, but yeah, like I kind of agree with Paolo. Like,
It's a good Tito car though.
yeah, like
Okay.
parang,
well-
okay, for me, like when you think Tito, like I'm thinking of my Tito right now. So Kuya Mickey, if you're watching this, like I'm really thinking of you. But when I think Tito, kasi he's like the dependable uncle or the dependable brother of your dad. You know,
Yeah.
and usually when you call someone Tito, he's like single or like you see him most of the time not with his wife. So that's how I interpret.
That's very
Tito.
specific.
No, yeah,
Who
so
is your
Oddly
Tito,
specific.
Mickey? And maybe we should give him a call. So, Gerard, yours.
Oh,
I
sorry.
am a Tito. A Toyota 86. Cool car. And Porsche 911.
86.
For a,
Okay.
for a Tito car, the 2010 Camry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's as
I-
vanilla as it gets. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am,
No, you know
I
that was a
But
that
it's
was
a nice car. It's a very
Okay,
comfortable car.
yeah,
We have
okay.
one. And I loved it.
okay.
Well, I am a Tito, so yeah.
Okay.
I
No,
have
you
a
know,
problem.
well, one of the things that when we asked the girls about this, about okay, why not something like a Rolex, and for the watch, and her answer was, it looks like she borrowed his dad's watch. Okay, so same thing. If you drive up in a BMW, you think like you're driving your dad's car. So that's why my question was okay, 911 or whatever. It's not about the money. It's about the appropriateness to, I
The
guess, the
age.
age
Yep.
or the style or whatever.
That'll be another nice topic soon. Age-appropriate cars.
Actually,
Miatas.
Miata's
Yeah.
appropriate.
Miata
for
is always the
everyone.
answer. Yeah. Okay, so we have put young Paulo on the spot, and
The
I don't know if he's
Tito,
ever going to get a car again.
Tito,
Tito Paolo.
Okay, so
na
Tito
pala.
Paulo. Okay, so that's been a offshoot of a discussion we had earlier about we may or may not show you that video about what started all this. But once again, we're saying thank you again very much for a rather animated discussion on whether Paulo thinks we're cool or not, and how we have changed our opinion of Paulo. So once again, this has been Cars Casually. Thank you very much. We don't know what number this is. This has been Paulo, the man of the hour. This has been Nix. This has been Gerard. This has been Chris. I'm Carl. Again, thank you very much, everyone. And we are
Hi, guys.
out.
Again.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.